Well, Premiere isn't working right now, so instead of being able to edit things, I'm having to record all of this while doing the gameplay at the same time on OBS and get it all in one take. Thanks, Adobe. Anyway, quick explanation about the Ultra Stamp and when to use its different attack modes. As you know, there are three ways to do damage with it. You can press and hold ZR, which we'll call Donkey Konging because it's funny. There's jump swinging, and then there's throwing it. Throwing it obviously ends the special, so we don't have to think about that one too hard when we're considering when we want to use one or the other. Obviously, if you're going to throw it, it needs to be at the end of the special, after you've done everything else that you want to do with it. So we're just going to talk about when to jump swing versus when to Donkey Kong. In terms of the time that it takes to do lethal damage, the jump swing is just faster. I did have an edited comparison of like the frame data of this, so that, I could slow it down so you could see. Unfortunately, we're just going to have to make do with that demonstration right there, because this is the best that I can do in the situation that I'm in. But you can probably still see there that the jump swing is definitely hitting the dummy faster than the Donkey Konging is starting up. Another advantage of the jump swing is that you can activate the special someplace else and then swim towards someone with the lower visibility profile of a swimming inkling. And once you get to them, if they didn't notice you swimming up, that's just unreactable. So it's entirely possible that if you're just trying to get individual splats on like one player at a time and you're not worried about a clumped up enemy formation, the right idea for using the special might just be to jump swing everything and not Donkey Kong at all. One disadvantage of the jump swing, though, is that if you're hoping to block enemy shots, or you're trying to deal as much DPS as you can to an object, you're going to want to be in Donkey Kong mode for that. So with the jump swing idea, you're not going to get as much out of that in those situations, because the Donkey Konging mode is where you're going to block shots and where you're going to do a lot of DPS, and when you jump swing, that delays the start of the Donkey Konging by an awful lot. If you just start Donkey Konging right away, then you get into that mode more quickly. So that might be something to consider when you're deciding what to do right as soon as you activate the special. If you need that first splat to happen quickly, jump swinging is definitely the way to go, even if you haven't activated the special yet and you're just popping it on the spot. But if you're confident that that first splat is going to work anyway, that like you will still be able to do it even in the amount of time that it takes to start Donkey Konging. If this player's stuck or maybe playing a slower weapon and they just can't get out of the way before the hammer comes down the first time, then it might be better to start Donkey Konging right away instead of beginning with a jump swing, because then you're going to be moving toward the next player that you want to worry about faster. So say there's going to be someone around who's going to try and trade that first player back. You'll already have the shot blocking capabilities out by then, and you'll be moving closer to them, so it's harder for them to get away, as opposed to jump swinging in place and then moving forward, which buys them a lot of time to leave. So while a lot of the time jump swinging as soon as you start it is the right call, you don't want it to be like an ingrained habit that you always jump swing right at the beginning of every single Ultra Stamp, because you may lose some opportunities to get the Donkey Konging out faster when you need it by automatically having that habit every single time you use the special.